Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Another video it wasn't possible for me to do. It's an engine and it would have been easily avoidable. This is just a catastrophic failure, a waste of approximately $15,000, and that's if it doesn't need a turbo as well. Look, I'm going to show you the noise it's making. I'm going to quickly explain again what the problem is and how it's happened and why this is easily avoidable, not just on these engines but on so many diesel engines. You need to understand the systems. Now I'm just going to recap. I've explained it before. We've got a playlist. We've got a number of playlists. There's maybe 10 or 15 or 20 playlists on both of our YouTube channels. The one we're talking about is the 4x4 Diesel channel. If you go onto our channel, you have a look, playlists, and you'll see one called something along the lines of injector information. It explains the injector problems and the injector seat problems, and that's where I haven't even plugged in this one on the diagnostic tool yet, because without asking too many questions we're able to diagnose it really quickly. Now what I'll do first is I'll start the engine so you can have a listen to what's going on, and then we'll go through what we think it is. Of course there'll be this video, there'll be a series of videos on this vehicle on what the problem is, how it happened, you know, how you could have easily avoided it, what the solutions are, what the options are, and all that sort of thing. So I'll go and start the engine and have a listen to this. I think you've heard that before, haven't you? No, it's not a cracked piston with a hole in it, but the pistons may be cracked. Yeah, no, not good, is it? Not good at all. Anyway, this is the deal, alright? So, look, you know, I'm a bit blunt. I'm going to say it how it is, so I apologise in advance for sort of going, oh, look at this, look at that, why has this happened? Why couldn't we avoid that? But it's really frustrating when you go to the time and the effort to put the information out there to help people avoid stuff like this, and it still happens. So please watch the videos, understand the systems, and share it so you can help other people avoid the same fate. Okay, so what's most likely happened here, and it's he drove in yesterday, so he obviously contacted me in a text message. And just to recap on that, parts day is Monday, so text messages from 8 AM Monday morning Melbourne time, swiftly as possible after 8, so that we can sort through them, provide the info, send you the order, get it paid for, and get it packed and sent that day. Because to be quite honest, we've got other work to do throughout the week, working on vehicles, whether it's replacing injectors, doing the inspections, whatever the case may be, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's like a day off. So please don't contact me on Friday. I'm busy doing other aspects of the business, and we don't work weekends. It's school hours is what we say. Please only during school hours. Please refrain from texting me or replying or anything, even if I do after school hours, right? Let's just leave it till school hours again. But Mondays, guys, Mondays for the parts, Mondays for the inquiries when you can book into the Prado Hospital, unless I say, can you please text me Thursday morning at 10 AM and ask me again. Please try and keep it to Mondays. Help me, help you. get all this sorted, do as much as we can to help you. Okay, so he's texted me yesterday, which yesterday was a Tuesday, today's Wednesday I think, which is fair enough. I mean, it's a bit of a, when you've got a problem like this and you need to get it looked at ASAP, I suppose, text me what the problem is. That's what we're there for as well. If it's general questions, please ask in our Facebook groups, okay? General information, general questions, please search there and look there. If it's individual personalised service you want to purchase parts or to book in your vehicle or to bring it for inspection, that's when you text me, right? Which is what this is, see? Text me to bring in the vehicle. So he's rolled in, and I heard the tap, tap, tap business, and I've gone, oh no. And look, to be quite honest, there's only twice that I can think of that I've heard an engine that sounded like that. And for those people that have been around a while and watching, there was a Hilux, okay? It was that old panic bomb. Bloke, a 1,200 acre farm, only about 20 minutes, half an hour away from here. Obviously kept it on the farm, kept driving it. I think he didn't have a service for about 4 years, so that's not going to help. And then when you've got 300 odd thousand Ks on original injectors and seats leaking, that wasn't going to help either. Oil starvation. I explained the situation to him that, you know, this is going to prevent the problem from getting worse. What we're going to do, you know, replace the injectors, fix the seat problem, unblock the oil pickup, but it's not a solve the problem. It really needs a rebuild or a new engine. Anyway, he did that. He ran it for a while. It went for quite a few months. I can't remember how long, but in the end he got rid of it because it was pretty loud. The tapping was pretty loud. It was an old, it wasn't in good condition. It wasn't worth fixing. It probably went to the wreckers, okay? So that's what happens if you run it down. Now this vehicle's an awesome vehicle, okay? We'll get to that in a minute. There was one more 120 Prado, guy from Bendigo. I haven't heard from him for a while, so if you do watch this video, please text me. I'm going to look you up, right, in the phone. It's going to be probably the next thing I do after this video, because I do want to know how long it went for, right? We did a similar job, okay? There's been somewhere, there's some tapping noises and stuff where you can replace injectors and it solves the problem, even when there's oil starvation. But there's two in particular, like I said, that Hilux and that Prado, that it certainly didn't fix the problem, but they ran really well, okay? And they'll probably run well till the end. When will the end be? We don't know, because we only had two of them. So we can certainly provide, you know, new long motors and do rebuilds and stuff like that as well. But, you know, if you want it done, we do it properly, genuine parts properly, you know what I mean? We can do the quick, you know, the solution to help save you money as well, but it's, you know, the cutting corners way isn't always the best way to do it. So with this one, I heard the same noise straight away. You know, there's a number of things it could be, but that loud tapping, I straight away believe to be the piston tapping on the head. Okay, so straight away I've gone, why that would happen. Big end bearings worn, which they don't wear in these, so straight away. So look, what year is it? How many Ks is it? So the answer to, it doesn't really matter what year it is. It's a 120 Prado. But what matters is it's done about 230,000 Ks, okay? So 230, that's, let's say, typical of where the injector seats would start to leak if they've never been changed. Now, we've demonstrated in other videos that they can leak in the 130s, the 140s. Recently had one at 149 that had two leaking, only minor. Lucky we got to it early. Otherwise, it could have been a situation like this. This is what I'm talking about. Easily avoidable. Okay, so we've seen them leak at 160 and 70 and all that, but usually, I'm going to be quite honest here, they usually last over 200,000 Ks, and it's, you know, it comes down to if a good job was done. Factory jobs usually pretty good, and then it comes down to the driving. If there's a lot of short trips and that sort of thing, stop, start driving, you get the heating and cooling, more movement in those seating washers, the different materials, heating and cooling, the longer trips, they last longer. So if you're doing 50,000 Ks a year, you can probably get 250,000 Ks easy out of a full DLC injectors and those seats, and I've got no issue with that. There's a lot of variables there. I'm giving you guides here to help you, you know, do it as like oil changes. You do it, change it before it gets bad, as prevention. Coolant as prevention. Filters as, you don't wait till everything goes bad and then change it. And I've said this before in videos. Sorry for repeating myself, but I have to, because look what we've got in front of us. Okay, some people aren't getting it, and the people that are, they're still watching and they're going, yep, we get it, and they want to get it even more. And they want the details. So the details are 230,000 Ks. I'm just having a look around at it now. I literally didn't spend much time on it yesterday, just with the client for about 20 minutes discussing what's probably happened. So if the big end bearing's worn, the piston can then come a bit further up and be hitting and cause that tapping noise. Why would that happen? Well, There's only one reason it happens, and that's why yesterday I opened the oil cap. There was quite a lot of blue smoky fumes coming out here, and that's when the engine's hot and the oil's hot, but it's probably got massive blow-by. And when you've got massive blow-by in a situation like that, it's sort of telling me it's probably been starved of oil and it's probably got a blocked oil pickup. So have you been checking the oil pickup? He doesn't really know what I'm talking about, okay? So it's not his fault, but he just hasn't seen or watched enough videos to understand what's going on, and then he would know the importance of it, and also getting the injectors changed as prevention, not after it's too late, if you know what I mean, and be in this situation. It's one of the reasons we talk about changing the injectors at that 7-year 170 mark. It's not just about that's the average life of the injectors, it's also about it's also a safe time to replace those injector seats before they leak. So I said, you know, have you checked the oil pickup? No, okay. Then he mentioned about some oil on startup, blowing out the exhaust, the smoke, you know, on hills and that sort of thing. Oh, here we go, right? And then the key question here is, have you seen the oil light come on at any stage? He says, oh, you know, it only flicked on. As soon as you see an oil light on these vehicles, it's too late. Really, it's done damage to the engine or the turbo. So far, this turbo works really well. It's not making any noise, so fingers crossed. Come on, everybody, fingers crossed and prayers that I believe the turbo is okay. So we've got a couple options here. It's, you know, get the engine out, strip it down, inspect it, and replace the worn, damaged parts. Remembering that there could be a lot of worn, damaged parts, you know. So where does it end? And then you can go, well, let's just change the parts, the worst of it. So look, that's what we're going to do with this one. That's what he's opted for. It's strip it down, have a look at it. So we'll have some other videos showing you our findings. Generally, from our experience, we already know that when it's oil starvation, the bottom end goes first. Turbo damage can be before or after that. Lucky we got to it at this point, and hopefully it's just the engine. But a new long motor is quite often the best value for money and most reliable option way to go. So look, that's it for this video. Please, guys, you know, understand, all right? When you leave it in there too long, these injectors, the seats, they leak, the oil comes down, it carbonizes, it goes back into the oil system, it blocks the oil pickup. Changing the oil pickup doesn't fix it. Changing the oil doesn't fix it. You need to get the injectors out, solve the problem, okay? Then have clean oil and oil pickups, lubrication. You need lubrication for the engine. Now, because of the situation with it being starved of oil, it's going to cook the motor a little bit as well, and there's a good chance there'll be some little cracks in the pistons as well, because the heating and the lack of lubrication, that oil problem, is also a contributor to cracked pistons. They're obviously not cracked and hold through, but there could be some little cracks starting. So we'll show you all of that. So if you haven't already, remember to subscribe, because I know a lot of people are watching, again, reluctant to subscribe. I don't know why. 70% very popular. They keep watching the videos. Please subscribe. Turn the bell on, because you don't want to miss these videos, okay? It's real information. It's not just about Toyotas. These are the best engines we choose to work on, but where you've got they're one of the most popular as well, right? So where the problem is, when you don't understand the problem, a lot of workshops don't understand the problem. I'll tell you straight, a lot of places don't understand the problem. There's no point me going there. There's a lot of people we could question and they wouldn't be able to explain a lot of systems on motor vehicles, even though their job is to work on them, okay? So a lot of people, I'm sure there's a lot of good guys out there as well. So anyway, if so far you're getting this and you like this and you want to help some people, please press like on the video. Please share it to somewhere to show people what can happen. This vehicle has never been off-road. It's never been off-road, guys. Okay, when I say never, you know, I don't know if he's the second owner, he hasn't had it that long. He's gone and spent the money and put an ARB bull bar. There's a carbon winch on it. There's dual batteries, and there's some problems with those installations. We'll go through that in another video. The batteries, the wiring, the ARB. I'm going to say it, ARB Keylor, you know. I mean, you did this installation of this battery. The client provided a battery tray over here. You went and put the extra battery tray, you put the battery in, you did the wiring, we're going to look at that later, which relocates the fuel filter to this position here, which puts the fuel lines out. You need to do something about that, because I'm going to show you those fuel lines there rubbing on that cover, which I've demonstrated in many videos before. Most people know what's going to happen. You can't have rubber lines rubbing against an engine, but that's another video, guys. Just wanted to show you what can happen here. What do I have to say to help people understand? You need to understand diesels. This can happen on any vehicle. The seats can leak, similar situation setups. It can happen on a 200 series, it can happen on whatever, right? And it does happen. We don't work on those, okay? This is what we work on because they're the highest number. They're an awesome engine. They work really well, but we want to teach you the things and the systems you need to understand to avoid the problems. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. Hopefully, like I said, I'm doing my best here. It's disappointing. I don't want this job, okay? I'd rather sell him a set of injectors and show him the videos, and he can go and do this for under $3,000. You can have the whole kit, pipe, seals and gaskets, all the bits and pieces you need, and the videos, and do your study and do it yourself, and it's gonna be running like new forever. Prevention. As opposed to, this is a big job. That's cool, big job, big. I'm not here for the money. Oh, okay, you've got to enjoy the ride, okay? You've got to enjoy the journey. It's the journey, okay? And the journey, it's not a good journey when someone comes in and says, oh, you know, and they need an engine, okay? So, doing the videos to help you guys, that's part of the fun. I like helping you and showing you this. Please, we really want to share it. I don't want to see this happening anymore. It's just completely unnecessary. Thanks for watching, guys. Please give it the thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on. I'm out here. More videos on this, many different aspects coming soon. See ya.